Hello my dear students, welcome to the class. How are you all? Fine? Great. I'm also fine. So, do you know what are we going to read in our today's class? Yes, today we are going to read Unit 18. And in this class, today we shall deal with listening and speaking part. Okay? Do you remember what did we do in reading 1? Yes, we read about how to interpret a chart. There was a chart in which the computer and smartphone cells were given, right? And we did the exercise on the basis of that. Okay, so today in this class we shall deal with listening and speaking of Unit 18. Okay, now let's begin. First of all, we are going to do the listening. Okay, so look at the now here, before we actually listen to the text, here are some exercises, some questions we have to deal with. The first one is look at the picture and answer these questions. Here are some pictures you see. Now we need to answer this question. Have you ever visited these places? What places are there? Cinema, clinic, post office, ATM. Yes. Have you visited these places? Have you visited cinema ever? Yes. Okay. Why do we go to cinema? Yes, we go to cinema to watch movies. And what about clinic? Who sits in the clinic? Does a farmer sits in clinic? No? Then who? Yes, a doctor sits in clinic, isn't it? So we go there for our checkup, for the treatment. Yes? Now, what about the ATM? What type of machine is this? Yes, it's a machine which gives us money. Okay, but it doesn't give money from anywhere else, from the bank account. The account, in our bank account, how much money we have, we can withdraw how much we need. Okay, and the post office, you know already. Have you gone to post office? No? Yes, because perhaps you don't need that till now. You have not posted a letter there. We send SMS now. But in post office, we post the letters, we go there to receive our letters, or we go there if we have to send letters to somewhere else. Not only letters, but the documents also. Okay, the important files also. You can send it through the postal service. For that, we need to go to the post office. Okay. Next question is, how can the girl reach these places from where she is? There is a little girl, you see. Okay, so this girl wants to go to these places. How can she go? Can you give her the direction? How can she go to cinema hall? How can she go to clinic? How can she go to ATM? What way she should follow to reach post office? Right? So these directions you have to give to her. Can you give? Okay, suppose she has to go to cinema hall. How will she go? Tell me. Okay, go straight ahead. Then, yes, turn left. And it is in the right corner. Isn't it? There it is. Okay. So, alright. Likewise, you should give directions to your friends on how to reach these many places. Alright. Now, let's move to the next. Listening. Before we actually begin our listening, you have to follow some instructions. Okay, you have to follow some instructions. So what are those instructions? First, listen carefully. You have to listen. Either what is being said in the text, are you getting it or not? You have to listen very properly, concentrating more. Alright. The next is, then do the exercise. There are some questions always in the listening text. Now you need to listen to the tape and do the questions. Okay? And then check the answers. Then you have to check the answers. We shall check the answers. Either that is correct or not. So these instructions you have to follow very properly while doing your listening exercise. Okay. So before I begin the tape, let us first have a look at these questions. Okay. So you have to answer these questions like where is the clinic, where is the food show, where is the ATM, where is the post office, where is the museum, and listen very carefully because you have to write the exact word which suits here. Like where is the clinic? It is next to the, you will listen that in the tape. So that word you have to note down. Okay, like where is the food stall? It is past the desk. What should be there? Yes, that you have to write when you listen in the tape. So shall I play the tape now? Are you ready to listen? Alright then. Okay, so before that we have one more exercise and that is true or false. On the basis of the text you listen, you have to say either the statements are true or false. Okay? Alright, now let's listen to the tape. Here we go.
Excuse me, I'm new in this place. Is there a clinic around here?
Turn right at the corner and go straight ahead. It's on your right, next to the cinema hall.
Great, thanks a lot. Excuse me, I need to find an ATM. Can you help me?
Yes, of course. Go straight ahead, cross the road and go past the grocery. Then you will see a food stall. There is an ATM in the bank next to the food stall.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Hello, would you mind telling me where the museum is?
Oh, it's not far from here. Can you see the post office next to the bank?
Yes, I can see that.
Well, the museum is opposite to the post office. It's right on the corner.
Thank you for the information.
Okay. Did you listen to the tape very carefully, dear students? Alright, now let's move to the exercise. Here are the questions. Now I'm again going to play the tape. Now this time you have to listen also and then you have to write also, okay? It's not that just you sit to listen only. Now you have to write. Okay? So let's go.
Excuse me, I'm new in this place. Is there a clinic around here?
Turn right at the corner and go straight ahead. It's on your right, next to the cinema hall.
Great, thanks a lot. Excuse me, I need to find an ATM. Can you help me?
Yes, of course. Go straight ahead, cross the road and go past the grocery. Then you will see a food stall. There is an ATM in the bank next to the food stall.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Hello, would you mind telling me where the museum is?
Oh, it's not far from here. Can you see the post office next to the bank?
Yes, I can see that.
Well, the museum is opposite to the post office. It's right on the corner.
Thank you for the information.
Did you finish that? Did you write the answer, dear students? Okay, now the third thing is, let us check the answers. Okay, the first question is, where is the clinic? Okay, it is next to what? Okay, let's see. Either your answer is correct or not.
Excuse me, I'm new in this place. Is there a clinic around here?
Turn right at the corner and go straight ahead. It's on your right, next to the cinema hall.
Okay, very good. Yes, that's cinema hall. It is next to the cinema hall. Alright, the next question is, where is the food stall? it is past the, what have you written? Grocery. Okay, let's take our
Can you
answer.
help me?
Yes, of course. Go straight ahead, cross the road and go past the grocery. Then you will see a food stall.
Yes, exactly. The answer is grocery. It is past the grocery. Okay, the next is, where is the ATM? Okay, where is the ATM? What did you write? It is in the dash next to the food stall. What have you written? Bank. Let's check the answer.
There is an ATM in the bank next to the food stall.
Thank you so much.
Yes, exactly. It is in the bank. Good. The next question is, where is the post office? It is next to the, yes, okay. Then let's listen. What is said there?
Hello? Would you mind telling me where the museum is?
Oh, it's not far from here. Can you see the post office next to the bank?
Okay, yes, you're right. That is bank. It is next to the bank. The next one is, where is the museum? Okay, is it opposite the post office? Let's see.
The museum is opposite to the post office. It's right on the corner.
Very good. Yes, you're right. That is, it is opposite the post office. That's good. Okay, you did it right. Now let's move to the next question. True or false? Okay, the first statement is, the girl is visiting the place for the first time. Is that true? Yes, because the girl says, I'm new here. When are you new to the place? When? Yeah, when you're visiting that place for the first time. Okay, so the next statement is, where there is an ATM in the bank. There is an ATM in the bank. Is that true? Very good. Yes, there is an ATM in the bank. True. Next question is, the museum is next to the post office. Is that true? Is it said in the tape? No. Very good. That's false. It is opposite to the post office, not next to the post office. Okay, so that's false. Okay, so we are done with the exercises. Let's move to the next question. Work in pairs. Take turns to give directions to get to your home from school. Okay, so work in pairs. Now you have to make a pair with your friend and then you have to give directions. How can you go to your home from school? And you have to ask to your friend also. Okay, so you should use some landmark like take a right corner from the hotel, this hotel, or from the grocery shop. Okay, then walk for 5 meters. Okay, or walk for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. There you'll see a park, or there you'll see a big banyan tree. Yeah, my house is just at the back of that park. This is how you can give directions. Yeah, you can use the exact location how you can reach home from your school. Okay, and then you should take turns. You should ask your friend also, and then in a similar way you should give the directions. Okay, well, that's all for the listening. Now let's move to our speaking part. Okay, we have listened already. Now it's time to speak out. Okay, the first question here is, complete the questions below with the question words in the box. Work in pairs, take turns to ask and answer the questions. So you see here are some WH words, okay, in the box. Now you have to fill up the gaps with those WH words. Okay, so before we actually begin, let us see what type of information these WH words provide. Okay, the first one is what. What is used to ask the question about activities or things like, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing now? What do you want? Yeah, what are you wearing? So when you have to ask the question about things or activities, we use what. Then is when. When is used to ask the question about time. When were you born? When do you go to school? When does your father return home? Okay, when do the farmers plant the crops? Okay, for the time we use when. Then the next one is where, place. Where do you live? Where are you sitting? Where are you going? Okay, where is your school? So when you have to ask the question about place, we use where. The next is why. Why is used to ask the question about reason. Okay, when you have to give the reason for something. Like, I can't buy this computer now because I don't have sufficient money. I didn't go to school yesterday because I was sick. Why didn't you go to school? Why can't you buy the computer? Why are you running? Why are you sleeping now? Okay, so why is used to give the information about reason behind something. Okay, the next is people. Who is used to ask the question about people. Who is the president of Nepal? Okay, who is helping you? Okay, who do you live with? All right, who gave you this gift? So when you want to ask the question about people, we use the WH word who. Next one is which. Which? Choice. Which is the tallest mountain? Which is the longest river in the world? Okay, which color do you like? All right, so which is used to ask the question about choice. Likewise, we have what kind. What kind is also used to ask about choice. What kind of food do you like? What kind of dress do you wear? What kind of people do you want to live with? What kind of friends do you have? Okay, the next is what time. What time is again like when. It is used to ask the question about time. What time do you go to school? What time do you go to bed? Like this. The next is how much. How much is used for the quantity. Okay, it is used to give the information about quantity, but make sure that should be uncountable. Okay, like how much water do you drink in a day? How much time do you need? How much food do you eat? Okay, how much vegetables you have brought? All right, so we use how much to ask the question about quantity of something, but that is for uncountable noun. Okay, next is how many. How many is also used to ask about quantity or amount, but that should be for countable noun. How many members are there in your family? How many friends do you have? Okay, how many books do you read in your school? Okay, so how many is used to ask about the amount of countable things. Okay, the next one is how often. How often is used to ask about frequency, means how many times. How often do you go to temples? How often do you visit your grandparents? How often do you go to village? Okay, means how many times do you do that? Okay, how often do you clean your room? Every day, someday, I means every day or twice a week, once in a month. Do you do that? No, you should clean your room every day. Okay, so how often is used to ask for the frequency. Okay, now let's move back to the questions. There are some of the gaps you see, and you have to fill up the gaps with the correct information. So the first one is dot dot is your birthday. Time. What should be there? Yes, it should be when. Okay, when is your birthday? Next is dot dot do you exercise? Exercise. How many times? Means yes, how often? How often do you exercise? Once a week, once in a day, regularly, how often? Okay. The next one is dot dot do you live? Place. What did you write? Good, that should be where. Where do you live? It's a very common question, isn't it? The next is dot dot of music do you like? Choice. Good. What kind of music? Okay, what kind of music do you like? Okay, The next is brothers and sisters do you have? Counting. Countable. Yes. How many? How many brothers and sisters do you have? Alright, the next one is dot dot are you going to do tomorrow? What? Yes, very good. Activities, isn't it? So what are you going to do tomorrow? Next is dot dot do you usually go to bed? Time. Yes, what time? What time do you usually go to bed? Okay. The next is do you live with? What did you write? Good, because it is for the people. So who? Who do you live with? Live with. Sorry, who do you live with? Okay, the next one is dot dot are you learning English? Good, yes. Why are you learning English? Reason. I'm learning English because I want to be good. Okay, I want to be good in English. I want to go abroad for further study. Okay, I want to look smart. English speaking makes you look smart also, isn't it? So, why are you learning English? Reason. The next is dot dot did you do yesterday? Dot dot did you do yesterday? Activities. Very good. Yes, that is what. What did you do yesterday? Okay. Again, we have a choice. Okay. So, ice cream, cake. Now, if you have a choice, what question are you going to ask? Good. Which do you prefer? Ice cream or cake? Now, coffee do you drink a day? Quantity. Coffee is countable or uncountable? Yes, it's uncountable. So, what did you write? Good. Yes. How much? How much coffee do you drink a day? Alright. Now, we are done with this. Now, next thing is you have to use these questions, yeah, to do conversation with your friends. Okay, so you have to take a turn. Sometimes you ask the question, your friends will reply. Again, your friend will ask the question and you reply. Let us do one now, like how much coffee do you drink a day? I ask you. So, what should be your reply? Okay, I drink 2 cups of coffee a day. Alright. Now, you ask me the next question, I shall reply. Okay, what did you do yesterday? I went to watch a movie yesterday. Okay. Alright, so like this, you have to take turns and reply to your friends. Okay, you have to take turns and reply to your friends. Like you have to use these questions and then like what time do you usually go to bed? I usually go to bed at 9 p.m. Okay, I usually go to bed at 9 p.m. Like who do you live with? I live with my parents. Okay, similarly, which do you prefer, ice cream or cake? I prefer ice cream or I prefer cake. Okay, all right. So, well, that's for about this exercise. You have to use these questions and make a conversation with your friend. All right. Now, let's move to the next exercise. Read the statements and ask questions to your friends. Here you have been given some of the statements. Okay. Now what you have to do is you have to use these statements to ask WH question. We have already read the information that WH words provide. Now you have to use the proper appropriate WH words for these statements. The first one is Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world. Okay, so dear students, I have got some recordings of your friends, how they have used questions. Okay, now let's listen that and later on you use those statements, you use WH questions to ask the question for these statements in a similar way. Okay? Alright, can you do that? Okay, so let's listen first. What is the question your friend has asked and how they have replied?
Hi, can you tell me which is the tallest mountain in the world?
Yes, Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world.
Okay, so hi, can you tell me which is the tallest mountain in the world? Yes, Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world. Which WH word has been used? Which. Okay, because there are many mountains you see. Mount Everest, Mount Makalu, Mount Annapurna. Likewise, can you name some others? Okay, yes, Mount Lhotse, very good. Mount Kanchenjunga, very good. Okay, so among all those mountains, we have one of the mountain which is regarded as the tallest mountain in the world, and that is Mount Everest. So which is the tallest mountain in the world? Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world. The next statement is WHO stands for World Health Organization. Can you see that? Okay, all right. So let's hear what your friends had said about it.
Hello, can you see that logo?
Yes.
That's the logo of WHO.
What does WHO stands for?
WHO stands for World Health Organization.
Okay, so nice, isn't it? Hello, can you see that logo? There's the logo you see? Yes, that's the logo of WHO. So do you know this is the logo of WHO? Now what does WHO stand for? Okay, you see which word has been used? What? So WHO stands for World Health Organization. You can ask a similar question like, what is the full form of WHO? Okay, or what do you mean by WHO? So WHO means World Health Organization. Okay, the next statement is, I went to Kathmandu to buy a book. What is being said here? Exactly, yes, reason. Reason for going Kathmandu. Okay, so let's listen what your friend has to say.
Hi, I met your sister yesterday. She told me that you went to Kathmandu.
Yes,
Why did you go to Kathmandu?
I went to Kathmandu to buy a book.
Okay, so they said, hi, I met your sister yesterday. She told me that you went to Kathmandu? Yes. Now, why? Why did you go to Kathmandu? I went to Kathmandu to buy a book. Okay, I went to Kathmandu to buy a book. Okay, you see which WH word has been used? Yes, why? Because it is used to give the reason. The reason for going to Kathmandu is buying a book. So why did you go to Kathmandu? I went to Kathmandu to buy a book. Okay, the next one is, she didn't speak to me because she was angry. Okay, why didn't she speak? Because she was angry. Let's listen to the recording of your friends.
I met my friend, but she didn't speak to me.
Why didn't she speak to you?
She didn't speak to me because she was angry.
Okay, here is the statement that your friends have used. I met my friend, but she didn't speak to me. Why didn't she speak to you? She didn't speak to me because she was angry. What has been used? Why? Because you are going to say the reason. So you have to use why. Why didn't she speak to you? She didn't speak to me because she was angry. Okay. The next one is, the Karnali is the longest river in Nepal. Okay. The Karnali is the longest river in Nepal. Okay. So here you see, let us listen what your friend has asked and replied.
Shall I ask you a question?
Sure.
Which is the longest river in Nepal?
The Karnali is the longest river in Nepal.
All right. So, they have said, shall I ask you a question? Sure. Means yes, you can ask. Which is the longest river in Nepal? Now you see there are many rivers in Nepal because Nepal is one of the richest country in the world in water resources. Second richest country. Do you know that? Did you know that? Okay, so because it is the richest in water resources, there are many rivers, lakes and ponds. Now among all those rivers, which is the longest one? Okay, so you see which is the longest river in Nepal? Then the Karnali is the longest river in Nepal. Okay, you see which WH word has been used? Which. Okay, the Karnali is the longest river in Nepal. The next question is, they help each other because they are very close friends. Okay, you see they are helping each other, they are helpful, right? Okay, now which question do you think should be used? Yes, why? So let us listen to your friend's recording.
Why do they help each other?
They help each other because they are very close friends.
Okay, so they are asking why? Because there is a reason, isn't it? Why do they help each other? They help each other because they are very close friends, isn't it? So that is, you are giving the reason. For that, which WS word you have to use? Why? Why do they help each other? They help each other because they are very close friends. Alright? Okay, so I have some more questions for you. Shall I ask? Okay, so what question will you use for okay, my friend helps me. Can you just say what can be the WH question for this one? Okay, what can be the WH question for this one? All right, yes, very good. Who helps you? So that is the WH question. Who helps you? Okay. Another one. I saw him in the market. Okay. I saw him in the market. Can you just ask a question for here? I saw him in the market. Very good. Yes. Where did you see him? Okay, so you can use this type of information to ask the WH questions. Okay, dear students. All right. So what you have to do is you have to use the correct WH words to ask the information given there, provided there. Okay, so what can be the other WH words? Why? Okay, whose? Like whose marker is this? My. This is my marker. Okay, we are learning English. What are we doing? Okay, what are we doing? We are learning English. He gave me a gift. What did he give you? Okay, so you can use different WH words to ask different questions to your friends. Okay, all right. So what did we do in our today's English class? We dealt with listening and speaking. So in listening, what did we do? Yes, we learned how to give the directions. Like we gave different directions to the girl. How can she reach cinema hall? How can she reach clinic? Right? How can she go to the ATM? Where is the food stall? Right? And in speaking, we learned how to ask questions. When the statements are given there, how can we use WH words to ask the question? Okay? So well, that's all for today, my dear students. See you all in the next class. Till then, stay safe. Namaste.